Student, after writing a chemical equation, we balance the equation. What is balanced equation? It is an equation in which the total number of atoms of each element in the reactant on the left side of the equation is the same as the number of atoms in the product formed on right side of the equation. Student, why should an equation be balanced? As we know, each equation follow law of conservation of mass, which conservation of mass, or we can say conservation of matter, which states that matter is neither created nor destroyed in the course of a chemical reaction. Therefore, we balanced a chemical equation. After the balancing, we will observe mass on the left hand side means the mass of the reactant is equal to the mass of the product on the right hand side. Students, there are two methods of balancing an equation. First method is hit and trial method. Second is partial equation method. Partial equation method is not in your syllabus. Hit and trial method. In hit and trial method, that has already been taught to you how to balance an equation in class 8. Same way, once again a quick revision. First, count the number of times an element occur on either side. B, the element with the least frequency of occurrence is balanced first. C, when two or more elements have the same frequency, the metallic element is balanced first. Example of balancing equation by hit and trial method. Take a case when iron react with H2O to give Fe2O3 plus H2. Step 1. Count the numbers of atoms of all the elements on both sides of chemical reaction. We'll see on left hand side iron, hydrogen and oxygen. There are three elements. So iron will count on the left hand side. Iron on the reactant side is one atom. Hydrogen on the reactant side is 2 atom. Oxygen on the reactant side is 1 atom. Then we will move to the product side. Iron atom is 2. Oxygen atom is 3. Hydrogen atom is 2. First step, we'll write the number of element, how many atoms are present on the reactant side, and then how many atoms are present in the product side. Step 2, to balance. Now we'll see iron on the reactant side was 1, in product side it was 2. So we have to make iron 2 on the reactant side. So what we'll do, we will multiply by 2 on the left hand side, means the reactant side. Step 3. Now we'll see iron has been balanced, hydrogen is already balanced, oxygen on the reactant side is 1 and on product side it is 3. So we'll balance oxygen on right hand side, write 3 before H2O. If you write 3 before H2O, what will happen? Your hydrogen will become 6, your oxygen will become 3. So oxygen will be balanced on the reactant side, but your hydrogen number on the reactant side from 2 it has exceeded to 6. Now we have to balance, fourth step, we have to balance hydrogen on the product side. Now what we'll do, we'll multiply hydrogen by 3. So hydrogen will become 6 on the product side. This way we'll be able to balance the equation. After balancing, we'll write the numbers by which we have multiplied, like iron, which we have multiplied by 2. So now iron will be 2 Fe. Water we have multiplied by 3. So it will become 3 H2O. Fe2O3, nothing we have done, plus hydrogen 3 H2. So the balanced reaction will be 2 Fe plus 3 H2O gives Fe2O3 plus 3 H2O. The information conveyed by a balanced chemical equation. Example, 2 molecules of sodium hydroxide reacts with sulfuric acid to give sodium sulfate plus 2 molecules of water. What it conveys first, it tells about the result of the chemical change means that NaOH reacted with H2SO4 to give Na2SO4 plus water. It tells about the reactant like NaOH plus H2SO4 and the product formed sodium sulfate plus water, the number of molecules of each substance taking part and formed in the reaction. Third, what here 2 molecules of sodium hydroxide reacted with 1 molecule of sulfuric acid to give 1 molecule of sodium sulfate plus 2 molecule of water. Fourth, about the chemical composition of respective molecules. Like example, in this case NaOH, it tells that there is 1 atom of sodium, 1 atom of oxygen and 1 atom of hydrogen in NaOH. Sulfuric acid, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur and 4 atoms of oxygen. In Na2SO4, 2 atoms of sodium, 1 atom of sulfur, 4 atoms of oxygen. Plus in water molecule, if 2 molecules are there, then 4 atoms of hydrogen, 2 atoms of oxygen. About the molecular mass, we can calculate the molecular mass. This I have not taught you. Next slide I'll teach you to do molecular mass, but here the molecular mass of sodium hydroxide 2 molecule, if I'll calculate, that will be coming to be 80. For sulfuric acid it will come to be 98. For sodium sulfate that will be 142 plus water 2 molecule, it will come 36. If I calculate the mass of the reactant, that will be equal to 178 and the mass of the product will be 178. Here we found that mass of the reactant is equal to mass of the product. So it proves the law of conservation of mass, that mass is neither created nor destroyed. That's why the mass of reactant is equal to the mass of product. There was some limitation of a chemical equation, but this limitation has been now overcome. What were the earlier limitations? First, the physical state of the reactant and the product means in a when the reactions, chemical reactions or chemical equations were written, it does not demonstrated the physical state, means that they were solid, liquid or gas. Second, the reactions does not tell the time taken for the completion of the reaction. Third, whether heat is given out or absorbed during the reaction. Fourth, the respective concentration of the reactant and the product, means it is a dilute, it is aqueous, it is concentrated. Nothing information we were getting from the chemical equation. Fifth, the rate at which the reaction proceed. It is a very slow reaction. Which type of reaction it was. Sixth, whether the reaction is reversible or irreversible. Seventh, when the reaction is completed or it is not completed. Now this problem has been overcome. You will be seeing in some of the reactions as it is written. Suppose nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to give ammonia. What you will observe, at the bottom of nitrogen it will be written with small letter G. At the bottom of hydrogen it will be written with a small letter G. Then it yields that reaction sign, it will be a reversible sign will be made, and then ammonia, if the gas it is, then it will be written by a small letter G. Some of the reactions you will be seeing an arrow pointing upward. That arrow pointing upward, it shows that the gas is evolved in the reaction. Arrow pointing downward, it will show that the precipitate is formed. Some of the reaction you will be seeing with the letter like sulfuric acid, it will be written in a bracket dilute, DIL, or it will be written CONC, concentrated. Some of the reaction on the arrow it will be written the conditions like what temperature is required, what pressure is required. So many information now in the reaction we are informed.